Okay, let's dive right into this explainer of an absolutely amazing magical forest adventure. I mean, just picture a lush, incredibly green forest, right? Today, we're going to be exploring the amazing story of a brave 9-year-old boy named Ahmed and a very special, maybe just a little bit wobbly baby elephant.
So, I gotta ask you right up front, are you ready for an adventure in the magical forest? Well, Ahmed was absolutely always ready. Literally every single day after school, he'd run straight to the edge of the trees and just shout out to the whole world that he was ready to explore. But, one rainy day, the forest wasn't quiet like usual. Ahmed heard this really heavy, mysterious sound just echoing through the trees. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, what in the world could make a sound that big? He totally ran toward the noise, and oh my goodness, there was a baby elephant stuck right smack in the middle of a super thick, gooey mud pit. The poor little guy was actually crying. Now, Ahmed always wanted a big adventure, but he knew deep down he had to be a helper first.
So, he puffed up his chest, used his absolute bravest, loudest voice, and called out to the trapped animal. He said, "Don't be afraid, I'm here. I'm Ahmed, and who are you?" The little elephant just looked up with these big, sad eyes and replied in this tiny, super wobbly voice, "I'm Bomba. My mom told me not to wander off, and I fell." Okay, so Ahmed had to think really fast here. He sprinted straight back to his house, grabbed a really thick, strong rope, and tied it super securely to a giant tree. With a mighty pull and honestly a whole lot of effort, he helped tug that heavy little elephant right out of the muck. Pop! Bomba was so incredibly happy, he just shook his little muddy trunk. "You are my friend forever," he cheered. "Wherever you go, I go with you." And you know what? That was literally the start of the greatest friendship in the entire forest. With his brand new friend by his side, Ahmed was totally ready for his first big quest. See, he really wanted to find the legendary star waterfall that his grandfather always said glowed in the dark. Bomba was, well, kind of nervous about big animals on the trail, but Ahmed reminded him that together they fear absolutely nothing. And actually, along the way, they met a cheerful little bird named Tutu, who warned them about a giant river blocking their path. Now, what's really interesting here is what happened when they tried to cross. The water suddenly rose up super high. How on earth could they get across? Well, Bomba is an elephant, right? So he just raised his trunk high into the air like a built-in snorkel. It was genius. Ahmed grabbed onto his back, held on tight to Tutu the bird, and they safely made it to the other side, just laughing the whole way. And let me tell you, it was totally worth the trip. Just imagine this magnificent view. When they arrived right at sunset, the star waterfall was shining with these brilliant, glowing rainbow colors. Bomba even said it looked like the sky itself had literally fallen right onto the earth. But wait just a second. Suddenly, there was a screaming sound piercing right through the peaceful forest. It was Zizu the monkey. He swung down from the trees in an absolute, total panic, crying out, "Whee! The big bear stole all the bananas we gathered for winter!" Now, Bomba was pretty scared of the big bear's sharp teeth, but Ahmed knew for a fact that brains are always stronger than teeth. So they put their heads together and came up with the funny banana plan. It went like this. First, Bomba stomped his heavy feet from far away, boom, boom, boom. This made the angry bear run outside to see what the noise was. Second, Ahmed and Tutu sneaked inside and quietly grabbed all the bananas. And third, honestly the absolute funniest part, Zizu the monkey dropped a banana right on the grumpy bear's head. Then they all hopped onto Bomba's back and zoomed away to safety. But, the forest isn't always sunny and funny. That very night, a massive storm rolled in. Outside, it was a really scary, dark storm with heavy rain and howling wind. So they rushed into a giant cave for shelter. But inside? Well, inside it was this dark, mysterious space, and suddenly they heard a spooky "ooh" sound echoing in the dark. Bomba started to shiver. I mean, what do you guys think? Is it a hungry ghost hiding in the dark cave? Well, Ahmed bravely said that ghosts definitely don't make hungry sounds like that. So they crept deeper into the shadows to investigate. And guess what? It wasn't a ghost at all. It was the big bear. But he wasn't acting scary anymore. He was actually hurt, holding his leg and looking really, really sad. He looked right at them and said softly,
I was looking for food for my little ones, and the storm trapped me.
So, the really crucial point here is how they all worked together as a team to help. Bomba used his long trunk to gather large leaves and fresh fruit. Ahmed very carefully bandaged the bear's injured leg with a clean cloth. And little Tutu flew around collecting twigs to build a really cozy, warm fire for everyone. The big bear smiled warmly at them. "I thought humans and elephants were enemies," he rumbled gently, "but you are true friends." When morning finally came, the sun shone brightly, and that spooky storm was completely gone. The big bear brought his little cubs out of the cave, and all the forest animals gathered by the star waterfall for a huge party. And let me tell you, it was the best party ever. Bomba did this hilarious wobbly elephant dance, Ahmed sang a super happy song, Zizu passed out yummy bananas to everyone, and the big bear just sat by the water, telling them all these amazing ancient stories of the forest. And really, that brings us to the most magical lesson of our adventure explainer today. True friendship means helping others, even if they are very different from you. Ahmed and Bomba showed us that when you have a friend by your side, your heart is always happy, and there's just nothing to be afraid of. After such a wildly exciting day, it was finally time to rest. Every night before bed, as the forest grew really quiet, Ahmed would snuggle deep into his blankets and whisper softly into the dark, "Tomorrow a new adventure. Bomba?" And from somewhere far away under the trees, he would hear Bomba's sleepy but totally happy reply, "Definitely, my friend." So now sleep, little ones, and dream of your very own adventures. Because honestly, what magical journey will you go on next?